is Barbara Taylor. I am the teacher of the deaf that services this school. I also service 5 other school districts. And together with the other teachers of the deaf from the AIU, we service most of the 42 school districts in Allegheny County.
And my name is Nicole Wassel. I'm the educational audiologist that works with the AIU. So we're going to talk to you guys today a little bit just about how to teach students who are deaf and hard of hearing, and then also explain a little bit more about how the hearing assistive technology works. As we're speaking, we thought it would be neat for you guys to experience a little bit about like how the hat sounds. So I am wearing the Roger touchscreen, which is a microphone that a lot of students have. I think a student in this school, one of them has this microphone. And then this is a headset that has a receiver plugged into it. So you can pass this around and listen, and then you'll be able to hear the difference of like what it would sound just listening in a classroom versus having the hat or something going directly to your ears. So I'm going to pass this around. You guys can listen as you want as we talk. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to do as I was presenting was turn the subtitles on. Do you guys know how to turn subtitles on in Google Slides or PowerPoint? Okay, so actually, can I get out of... Okay, I don't know if it'll show you how to do it. What's that?
This is Matt.
Oh, I think it should be. Okay, so you can't see it. Can you see it? So on the screen where the 3 little dots are, no, sorry, where the CC is, that's closed captioning. If you click here, then it will start subtitles automatically. So this is something that you can do when you're teaching for deaf and hard of hearing students. So just something to keep in mind is that it's going to put everything that you say up on the screen. So if you have a moment where you're not teaching, you may want to like turn those subtitles off. And also, depending on how close you are to the microphone on your computer, that's going to affect how accurate the subtitles are. So if you're farther away, obviously then that's going to be, harder. It might not be as accurate. You can do the same thing in Google Slides. It's the same thing. It's like on the left-hand side of the screen, and I think it is the 3 dots on Google Slides, but you can do it in both places. Okay. Do you want to talk about the SDIs, or do you want me to talk about this?
Oh, I can talk about it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna switch all the microphones here.
Okay, so the handout that you have, it says specially designed instructions and modifications at the top. I like to call it what teachers can do to help the students in the classroom. Under decrease background noise, using the hat already decreases everything else that's going around and makes the teacher's voice more important and sends it straight into the student's ear. Closing the classroom door can make a big difference. Gaining the student's attention before communicating, whether it's directions, whether it's something that you're saying in class, especially if it's something important and will be on the test. It's good to have their attention. Having the students speak one at a time so that the student who has a hearing loss has a chance to focus in on the person who's talking. Sit students away from noise sources. Not too many here, but if they're sitting right next to the air mover or the air conditioner, that's amplified in their hearing aids. Avoid giving important information during transitions. You want their eyes on you if it's important information. Under clarify, repeat, and consider, repeat and summarize student responses. When somebody else talks in class, it's always a good idea to say, oh, so-and-so said, and repeat what they said. Even if it's not the whole thing that they said, summarize it real quick. Simplify instructions or make a list, first, second, third. Give extra processing time. It takes time for it to come up from you to the hearing aids, into their brain, and make sense. Check for understanding using open-ended questions. Did you hear that? Never works. Because, yeah, they heard that. Did they understand? Of course they think they understood, but often they don't. Test in small groups. Anytime that they have a chance to see you close up, it's better for their lip reading. Increasing visuals, use closed captions when possible. Write important vocabulary pages, numbers, and homework on the board. Anytime they can see something, that pairs it with what they hear. So they have a chance to say, oh, I must have heard that wrong because I can see clearly that's what the information is. Position the student to see peers and visuals. Anytime they can see a face, they can lip read. Face the class while speaking. Anytime that you're like this, their visual is gone. Avoid blocking your mouth. That's mouth, not mouth. I just say that. And nobody has a mustache. If there's a mustache that comes over the lips, that's going to create a problem in lip reading. And then there's always hands, things like that to watch. A paper, you don't want to block the mouth. Avoid standing in front of windows. It's going to be harder when if there's something behind me that's taking away from what they're trying to see. And then use visual aids or demonstrations. Anytime you can demonstrate something or show them physically what you want them to do, it's always a good pair to what they've heard. Oh, any questions? Okay.
I have a quick video that just talks about preferential seating, which I think is really good because a lot of times when we think about preferential seating or flexible seating in the classroom, teachers automatically think, okay, I want the student like right up front. And that can be really good, but students also are learning from other students around them. And so if they can't hear something, a lot of times what they're going to do is they're going to look to the other students around them to see what they're doing. They're going to model that behavior. So I like to say for preferential seating, I would prefer for students to be maybe in the second row with their better hearing ear still towards the teacher if they have an asymmetric hearing loss. But that way they kind of can see you, they can see the other students, they have a better idea of what's going on in the class around them. And I think this video just does a really nice job of explaining that. Oh, but it's not up here. How do I get it to appear on the screen?
Go to the very top and drag it over to the side.
Is that a live link? Can you put the link? Right, what, to the side? It's open on the computer, it's just not showing on the,
Oh.
You're on the extended screen.
sorry. Oh, there we go. I'm not sure, I don't think it matters.
Okay.
see the students are right next, they're kind of in front, so they can see her mouth, and they can also see the other students. If possible, doing an arrangement like this in the classroom with a U-shape is really nice because they can see the other students' faces as well. And then again, just thinking about other noises in the classroom. So if there's a fan, if there's a window, if somebody is mowing the grass outside, those things are all going to affect the ability of that student to hear. And then again, just thinking about their hearing loss, sometimes students will have the same hearing loss in both ears, sometimes it'll be different. So you want their better hearing ear always facing the direction of the teacher or the speaker. Okay, so these are all different types of microphones that are currently being used in the schools. The way that we determine what type of microphone is used is based on what type of hearing aid the student has. So a lot of times I don't have a lot of choices in terms of what microphones I pick for them. It just depends on what hearing aids they come in with. All of the microphones now have different modes. So they'll have a lanyard mode, so like how I'm wearing it now, this is presenter mode. They'll also have an interview or a pointing mode, so the student, you could hand the microphone to the student and they could point it at whoever they want to hear. It'll also have a table or a small group mode, so the microphone can be set down in the middle of a table, and then it'll pick up all of the students around them in that small group. And then they also have what's called a streaming mode, and so you could actually hand the microphone to the student, and the student is provided with what we call it a patch cord, but it's a cord that would plug into a computer, and then it basically turns their hearing aids into wireless headphones. So anything that you're doing in the classroom where the student would need to wear headphones, you know, kids with hearing loss a lot of times can't wear headphones because then they have to take their hearing aids out, and the headphones may not be loud enough. So the microphone can plug right into whatever they're listening to. It's just a normal 3.5 audio jack. And then their hearing aids turn into wireless headphones, basically. When you wear the microphone, you want to wear it about 6 to 8 inches from your mouth. So the general rule of thumb is to think of the distance between your thumb and your pinky. So your thumb goes at your mouth, and then your pinky points down. That's about where you want to have that microphone. Any lower and the sound of your voice is going to go over the microphone, and any higher, same thing, it's not going to hit the microphone. Big thing with wearing these microphones is you want to remember to mute them. So the range of these systems is really far. So it happens often that students hear things that they don't want to hear, like if a teacher goes to the bathroom or is having a private conversation in the hallway. So muting is very important, and this particular microphone is very easy. You just push the button, it flashes red to let you know that it's muted. To unmute, you push again. And then I did already talk about using captions. I think this is great to be able to use captions on PowerPoint and Google Slides. Most YouTube videos, as well as any educational videos, also all have captioning now. So anytime you can turn captions on, you should do that. Zoom, Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, those all also have this automatic captioning built into them, and they're really pretty accurate. You can probably see the way that it's transcribing what I'm saying here now. And then there are other options as well. So CART is a live transcription service. So that would be maybe for a student who's really relying on those captioning. You would actually have like a computer on a cart, and then there would be a live transcriptionist off-site somewhere who is constantly typing and transcribing what's being said. And then Otter AI is another, that's an automated version as well, but it's really, really accurate. And the students can like save and record entire lessons. Those are paid programs. These ones, like on the Microsoft PowerPoint and Google Slides, these are all just included in the software. All right, does anybody have any questions for us?
I do have one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
The one thing I want to add is that those specially designed instructions that you have on your paper there, those are most important for the student who does not have his hearing aids. If he doesn't have his hearing aids, he can't use the microphone. So he's relying on his residual hearing, heaven knows how good that is, and his lip reading. Without that, he's at a loss, and you want to do everything you can to kind of help him. All of those things on, well, not all of them, but most of those things on there, they help other kids too. You don't have to have a hearing loss. I can't tell you how many people lip read and they don't even know that they're doing it. Especially our kids who don't have hearing aids, they're practicing it every day, all the time. It's exhausting. So sometimes they need a little bit of time to rest and recoup before they can get back to it again. Any other questions? I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to thank you for your attention, but I want to thank you for making us a part of your team and taking this seriously. It means a lot to us to know that you guys are behind us. Thank you very much.
You do. Surprise. Surprise. I'm here.
You'll get a list of all of them.
Just that. You see the doc? Just want to make sure I'm hitting the right thing. Just that.
Well, I guess